who was dating this Christian guy. She was happy. And then her family was like, no, we don't want you to marry a Christian. We would rather want you to marry a Muslim man who happens to be your cousin. And she was like, yeah, we do it. It has to. There's not supposed to be a direct cousin, but it's nitty-gritty.
Long distance.
It can be second cousin.
Still cousin.
Yeah, still cousin. Yeah. My parents are cousins. So my dad would still be my dad my dad would still be my uncle if it wasn't my dad. My grandmothers are sisters. But that's a story for another day. I'm still pretty.
Yeah. Hi guys, you're welcome to the Relationship Talk podcast, and here we dissect every situation, every issue, situationship, relationship, marriage, whatever topic you have, just bring it. We'll talk about it. And we have tissues, so if you get emotional, we're here to support you. We're here for the good laughs as well. So, are you going to get emotional?
Not at all.
Okay. Well, my name is Evifania, and today, we're looking at tribal considerations. Hey, that was quite a big sigh.
Very big one.
Okay, so which tribes? I mean, people say things, and we are aware of some of the stereotypes in the society. Now, which tribes have you heard certain things about? And are there some that you've actually experienced?
I think my extended family, most things they actually say is Dagomba men.
Dagomba men,
they just don't want it. One or two aunties did it and it didn't end well for them. So they just
don't want Dagomba men.
So they will not tell you not to, but it's said silently in the house.
No, avoid Dagomba
men. Okay. And me being Muslim, naturally, my family would definitely push for me to marry a Muslim man and not a Christian man. So with me, it's more of the religion and not the tribe.
Okay, that's true. We'll come to that in a minute. Mario, is there, stereotypes you've heard about certain tribes?
Yes. With accounts, let me use a friend for example. I have a friend whose family, they are fancies actually. They really don't like fancies. Yeah. And I still don't understand why. My dad will actually tell you, I don't have a problem with something like this. But then he will always give you an example. That means he actually has a problem with it. And I'm an Akan.
So Akans, which people are you people
more drawn towards?
Not willing to, it has to be like a life or death before you do it.
I think it's EWE.
Did they ever tell you a reason why?
I think it's generational. I can't really I don't know. Because they have a thing with EWE and I still don't get it. And maybe after EWE is guns.
Why
because
guns?
They think they are loud. Even if they are having fun, they are too loud and all that. So I really don't get it.
Well, yeah, my gun sides actually have a thing with Akans. They think they're proud.
But always, I think the pride, they're
too proud.
And,
and I think that's also for Ashanti.
Yes. They're always Ashantis talking about what
they like. The men like bragging. That's what I heard. Yeah, the men like
so
bragging.
So they brag with their wives.
The ones I don't brag with their wives. They brag with what they have.
Sister, woman,
no, I've not heard.
And yet the old church, that's something like that.
Okay, so do you actually do you find yourself doing that sometimes?
He just did.
Around my circle of friends.
He just did.
Oh,
yes.
Okay,
you can brag a little with your girlfriend. Charlie, my woman, they know be what you put they talk about.
Hey.
You get it.
So that one is true.
Yes.
I think with others, I've heard that other men are stingy.
Are they?
Oh.
Sometimes this stereotype.
See, for me, the one I would say, other men being very traditional and strict and they are just not malleable. I mean, most of them are not malleable.
Can I ask a question? I mean,
that's like a stereotype that is there.
Because I have a problem with stereotype. I feel like sometimes it's said, but
the reality on the ground,
there's no truth to it.
I actually heard with the Anglos, if you marry a lady from Anglo, you are very well protected. And I don't know how true that.
Very well protected in what sense?
That's like every Anglo has
a shrine
at home that goes around telling the girls not to like cheat on their husbands and the girls who protect their husbands and all that.
I don't know if it's Anglo, but I've heard something about a tribe, but I don't think it's Ghanaian. It's more Nigerian, where after marriage, if the woman sleeps with another man,
that's the same
Does
with
she go
Anglos.
mad?
no, and the husband sleeps with her, the husband might die.
Aye. Okay, that's
That's
different.
funny.
serious. I mean,
So a lot of
that's-
people don't like to even marry.
I mean, why would you want? No, please, that's serious. Death
So they
is not-
generalize everything with EWEs.
it was yes. I think it's the same with everybody. We say I know guys who are really calm and responsible men who
I'm
are
right
taking care of
here.
their family.
I'm right here.
But there's that like I'm a quay.
Yeah, there's this funny
And they
thing
don't
that
like
people even
work.
say that guns, we rent out our houses and sleep by the roadside.
That is very true.
But
That is very true. I really don't understand that.
okay, so I mean, looking at all of this, I don't want us to go straight away from the whole marriage tribe. With all these stereotypes, and we realizing that it's more like generalizations, would you still be willing to stand with somebody, even if you have made us understand that whether your family is for it or not, once you have decided to go for the pepper, you stay with the pepper. But for you, would you
The
be?
thing is not staying with the pepper. The thing is, I have decided to be with this person. I will be with this person.
So when the pepper
but me
comes-
personally, I don't put myself in a situation where I'm dying and I stay. I'm not for that.
If it's pepper,
If it's killing me and I've tried to work it out and it's not working out,
you go.
they didn't cut this thing together. I will
Umbilical
leave you.
cord.
Yes, it wasn't cut together. It wasn't buried together. I'll leave you for
leave
peace and go and find my peace. For me, because I feel like God gave us partners so that we can find peace.
But then does that not then, okay, I don't want to go to the family, because I'll say, does that not then bring you back to the family where it's like, we told you not to go?
You can't tell me I told you so. Yes, I've gone, I've come back. What if I married the one you gave me and he killed me in your house? What in his house? What would you say? The thing about marriage is it's a gamble.
Yeah, but
life itself is a gamble. You don't know who you're.
How strong is, for you, how strong is your family say?
So
On a
if this
scale
question
of
was
1
asked,
to 10.
If this question was asked 3 years ago, I would have said 10.
Okay,
10
but
out of
now-
10.
Yes.
Yeah. But now,
3 years ago, I would have said 10. But now, it's about 5. I'll listen to your opinions. I'll weigh it. Because I'm a very logical person.
serious divide.
I'm a very, very logical person. So I'm not going to say, don't say nothing to me. Let me know what you have. Because, yeah, you've been here longer than I have been. I weigh your options. And whatever options you're telling me, if that person doesn't possess it, and that person hasn't shown me, and I still feel like this is the person for me, I will risk it and go. It's like doing a business deal.
Okay. So, what of you? On a scale of 1 to 10.
I think I'll go with 5 too. Because you have to listen to the family and listen to yourself. But then again, I still think it's dicey. Because it's like once you listen to the family, they play a part in your relationship. Do you get it? So your family becomes 50% of your advice.
Yeah.
And it's 50%. So it's still very difficult.
But
so
shouldn't-
if the family are against the tribe, but they are telling you in a very nice way, and you still think you can build on that relationship because both of you have clear minds and we are in the 21st century and you think life still goes on, you can still move with it. You still have your family behind you and they are not really in support of it. So the foundation itself is still shaky.
But
The foundation of your marriage is between
you
and your
wife, 'cause
the
as much
foundation
as,
of
yes,
your
the
relationship
family-
is with your family.
the family is important. I feel the family is important and it's good. But you not probably wanting to go with somebody because your family is against. It's probably because if you live in a family house, that's a different matter.
Let me address that. Okay, so when you get married, what do? A marriage itself is a covenant, right? But after that, it becomes a contract. Because you sign. And the family also sign.
As
Yeah,
witness,
but
it's not always your
after-
family. Some
after
people, their witness are your
would-
friends.
So after your family also signs and then you go to your home, who are you with?
What role does your
So
family play
at
there?
home, it's you. When there's a big issue, it becomes family.
Yeah,
Not
but
really.
in this case, what will be that big issue?
You know, sometimes
Do you love
know-
the person you married?
But you know, Mario, when you
Exactly.
have
Are
a
you
big
willing
issue,
to
family
defend
shouldn't even
her?
be the one you should go
Because
to.
I know somebody, he's an ever.
Yes.
He married a Ghana. His whole family, they didn't like her. She didn't meet their standard in any way. But he became like a lion. He shielded her from his family members, kept her. They never stayed in the family house. He kept her. He built for her. They stayed. Where he never didn't let her go spend time with. She will visit. He's around. And if any of the family members try anything funny or because he understands the language, they try to insult or anything, he fires them. So he gave her some confidence. He was willing to stand for her. It's worked. They've been married for more than 25 years.
I think that's 1 out of a million.
Okay, so let me give you. I know somebody who was dating this Christian guy. She was happy. And then her family was like, no, we don't want you to marry a Christian. We would rather want you to marry a Muslim man who happens to be your cousin. And she was like, yeah, we do it. It has to. It's not supposed to be a direct cousin, but it's nitty-gritty.
Long distance.
It can be second cousin.
Still cousin.
Yeah,
still
but still
cousin.
cousin. Yeah. My parents are cousins. So my dad would still be my dad my dad would still be my uncle if it wasn't my dad. My grandmothers are sisters. But that's a story for another day. I'm still pretty.
Yeah.
So she actually accepted what the family said because she's more family oriented. Okay, broke up with the guy she was dating, married the Muslim guy. Less than 2 weeks in the marriage, the guy started insulting her, treating her bad. She actually went out of her way to do what the family said she should do. Family now telling her, suck it up. You guys are family.
But did she
This
do
is-
her checks before agreeing with what the family saying?
This is the thing. People are saying family has a say. Family says, this person you're bringing, we don't want him. So even if she tries to do her check and says no to it, to them it's because I have somebody. That is why she's saying no to it.
You know, the reason I'm asking is, as much as we're all saying that family has to say family, like both of you have given me your skill is 5-5, right? So that's 50%. But at the end of the day, you're going to be sleeping under the same roof with
Exactly.
that person
Yeah.
alone.
She
It's
did.
only when you have to go for family gatherings that you have to meet. When there are kids, family come to visit, but the family does not stay with you permanently. So that's why I'm asking if she did. Because
She did
if
her
you,
checks.
if you
According
blindly
to her,
accept,
she did her checks.
Uh-huh.
She gave them the reasons why she should say no. So the day the marriage was actually done, she was telling them no. But they had actually made up their mind. Exactly. And then it happened. Let's finish it. It happened. She got married to the person. The guy started abusing her. 4 months down the line, he's still abusive and emotionally, verbally abusive. She comes to family. Family is saying no. Divorce is saying no.
The guy is from which tribe?
They are all Muslims.
Oh, okay.
He is ASHANTI Kremo.
All right. And the lady is?
The lady is, I think, Ga and Fulani.
well, that's a combination.
Wild one.
Yeah.
No, but seriously,
So she did it. But then 6 months down the line, she had to stand on her ground to actually leave that marriage. She left that marriage with half of her family not talking to her because she's leaving an abusive marriage, which already she didn't want to do in the beginning. And so sometimes we say family is a strong pillar for us. But sometimes family can lead you astray.
Yeah.
People have stayed in abusive marriage because their family will not allow them leave the marriage till they are dead. And those family members will sit at their funeral grounds to cry.
That's still wrong.
Cry.
It
So
is.
at the end of the
Unfortunately,
day,
it's a
I
reality.
love my family. I'm very family oriented. But when it comes to certain things about my life
You will make the
that I
decision.
will deal with and I will be the one to bear the cross, I'd rather put myself in the ditch than have someone push me into it and I have to find a way to bring myself out.
Because as you see, it's always easier to blame family when they make the choices for us. But then the reason I'm asking is, see, you won't talk to me. You won't do this. But somebody beating you 247, insulting you 247, because when you walk out and you come back, you still, the next day, it's not
Now,
easy
let's
to
take
deal with.
that beating thing aside.
Apparently he didn't beat her. He was just insulting and
Every
rude
tribe can do
and-
that.
Yes,
That's
so
the thing.
Every
for
tribe.
me,
Human-
that's
not tribe, every human being.
I'm trying to say
So-
that do your checks. As much as family is saying
Exactly.
you want this, you
have to do your checks.
But you know the
on the
funny thing
people.
about the
But-
narcissistic people, they don't really show it in public. In public, they are the nicest people you will ever meet. Like you would tell people that this person did it to me, and nobody will believe you.
But then
Nobody,
it boils down to you being
unless
able
maybe
to
that person has ever
identify-
been married and has a wife that will come out and say,
That's the
yes,
same
when
issue.
I was married, that was how he was treating me.
Yeah, but
no one
once-
will believe you.
If the person has done it to you and you've come to say it and nobody believes you, who experienced it? You did. If you're still going to go and put yourself through that because somebody didn't believe you and you want to give them a reason to see, to prove it, if you die, how do you prove what you're going to prove?
And your corpse is a living proof.
So, I mean, that is a terrible situation. But I don't want us to just dwell
On
Yes, so
abusive
that's what I am.
relationship.
That's
Yes.
what I am saying.
Yes.
That even though we try to give the family that strong pillar and that say, we need to understand that that family is also consistent of human beings that can make mistakes.
Yeah, and
that can say something that is not right.
in the
That-
same
I know a lot of people that their family members think they know them, but they do not really know the people that they are calling
because
their
in
family
the
members.
in the same light too, we can actually move to the positive side where because of the family involved or because of the family members aware of the
Exactly.
relationship, the people have been on good behavior, have done better,
Exactly.
and felt more secure.
Exactly.
Because I mean, this is Kojoba. Kofi Nana, meaning you know,
Exactly.
there's that familiarization. So it has created. Oh, we know the family; they are good people. We know the family; they are this, they are. So it kind of adds more like a good name, or it gives you an assurance. Because if people are going to get married, they do what they call background checks.
Exactly.
They look into the family. So if it's a good family, they get to. Unfortunately, it's not always like that, but they are good.
It gives
and they
it's
are
a
bad.
balance. I feel like it's a balance.
Yeah, it's
thing.
50-50.
Yes.
No,
Because
let's talk-
of that family relationship, the person can actually treat you bad, knowing that because you people have that relationship, they will not divorce their marriage.
Let's talk about talk about when
You
it
know
comes to-
that it works that way too.
I get it, but I still feel it boils down to you, the individual.
Exactly.
when we
what
are
I'm
talking about
saying.
tribes, when we are talking about tribes is like it's a generational thing. It's not about being abusive or doing this. Let's talk about guns. We all know guns for like having money, but they don't know how to spend it. Like they will sell their properties, they are loud.
Which gun?
They still have money in the bank, like the old ones.
gun.
Exactly.
Okay.
So that's still
don't know
instilled
how
in
to
people's
spend
head.
it.
Now, when you go to LS, people have it in mind that
Yeah, but the point is with all these stereotypes in this day and age, what is it doing now?
So you are dealing with parents who are from that age.
Where your parents are somebody's ancestor.
No, listen, you are dealing with people who are from that age. So now, let's say maybe
Some of our
I'm
parents,
from
they never heard those stories. So
I'm from
they are just
Mensia.
dealing with
I'm from
hearsay.
Mensia. If I'm from Mensia and I'm going to marry someone who is an EWE,
Hey, bah.
do you get it?
So
If you're not and you are from a palace and you're going to marry someone who is an ASHANTI,
You see, with the stereotypes, the point I'm trying to make, Mario, is that we have them and we can keep talking about them.
Exactly.
But my question is, when are we coming to the realization that you don't actually necessarily generalize it? You don't judge somebody because this is a tribe they belong to if they haven't given you room or proving the stereotypes you've heard about them.
So my dad would tell me that, Jojo, don't use someone's relationship to judge yours. But now let me tell you a story. Let's say your dad got married to your mom. And when your dad met your mom was like, let me put it this way, your mom was on drugs, doing stuff. And your dad didn't listen to the family. And your dad was like, I'll still take care of this lady. And the
Things
lady
go
was into
south?
business. And the woman travels outside, got married, did a lot of things. And now you have met a lady.
wait, Jojo, still with the father.
No. Now you, me,
I'm a bit confused about
No,
your story.
I'm just lost.
my dad.
The dad married the mother that
Yes.
was on drugs.
Yes. And the dad was able to trying to change the lady. And
It
now
worked.
I'm still not done. So the lady travels outside the country to like start
the
business.
wife.
The wife.
Okay.
Now she's married to someone else because the person also does drugs, and together now.
And she never divorced that one. That's
No.
bigamy. That's a crime.
Now listen. So now you meet a lady. You a guy. You meet a lady, and now the lady is on drugs, and your dad is like, oh, there's nothing wrong with
So
that.
he's basically going to use the experience.
experience.
So that's how tribes are.
Yeah, and
Do you get it?
Yeah, I get you, but I'm asking, to what point, until when are we going to keep? It's like we're pulling an anchor from the past. This is what they do. This is what it is. Generation.
And that
Yeah,
is-
till when are we going to choose that? Look, I want to
think
get
it all
married,
boils
but I'm
down to
going
the
to
youth
judge.
right now.
And you know the
this
funny thing,
youth.
why
Yes.
I said ancestors, because half of us, or majority of us, even our grandparents, never felt that stereotype. They just heard it as children that their parents were saying
Most
it.
of these things are hearsay.
Yes.
And most of it too, it's probably just one person's bad experience with somebody from that tribe, and then they generally
Like
this
how-
how
Exactly.
there.
So
that is what
I asked
happens.
a question about why the accounts actually make the nephew inherit. Because I didn't understand how
Yeah.
my
There's
dad
a story
was
behind
passed-
that.
Yeah, and I was
Have
told
you heard
the
the
story.
story?
Yes, I was told the story.
There's
And
a
I'm
story
like,
behind that.
it doesn't make sense. Because the woman was willing to sacrifice her child for the brother.
Exactly.
Now, so then an uncle can decide not to work, and my dad will work, and then his child will inherit everything.
As you're
and
saying,
then,
it doesn't work like that anymore. But when you go to like typical Akan areas,
rural
it still
communities,
works.
they
But when it
hold
comes to like
the urban centers.
exactly,
You
it doesn't
see,
work like
I feel
that.
It boils
So that's
down
why I
to
said
you.
when it comes to extended family. So me, I don't have a problem with tribes. Do you get it? So my dad will actually tell you he doesn't have any issue with tribes
but he does.
because he knows the family
Subconscious.
has issues with tribes. But to him, he doesn't have any problem with tribes. So now you're getting married. There's an issue. Family comes around. That's where it becomes an issue. Do you get it? And even you don't need to hear about it. I'm not for the negative side of it that something will happen in your marriage, but it can.
I think, see,
And any marriage and every marriage
Has
its
issues.
ups
And it gets to a
and
point where
downs.
that issue goes to the family.
It doesn't necessarily have to, because
And
we
so,
have
wait,
others-
Not all the time, but it
right
gets to a
now-
point where it
right
goes
now,
to the family.
Are you is the fear or the hesitation around the fact that if we do have an issue and it goes to the
Family
family,
tell me, I
they are
told you
going
so.
to say the tribe. It's going to
I
the
told you
tribe.
so.
Now, I'm not talking from my point of view, but I'm talking for a friend. Do you get it?
Well, then I think
Because
all-
my daddy doesn't have a problem with that. My mom doesn't actually have a problem. She will talk about it. That, hey, she's fancy. She'll go like, hey, Jojo, why fancy? Like, in
Yeah,
fancy.
but
then I don't have, she doesn't have. Exactly, because on Becca some opetichos. Many skadao. Because every time it's like, Odiska bon civiska. Many skadao.
but you see,
But I have a friend who is dealing with issues like that.
then I think your friend, it's high time he stands his ground and makes a decision.
He's still with the lady.
Which is a good thing.
Yes, and the guy's family actually accept the lady. They
It's the
accepted
girls,
the
the
lady, but it's the
family.
girl's family.
Oh, okay. But
You
still,
get
the
it?
girl too, she's still with
She
him.
should-
She's
she
standing
Yes,
her ground.
Yeah, so
and
she should stay
and
with
it's
him.
like it's difficult because now how is the marriage going to go on?
The
'Cause-
marriage is, you see, and when you make this
and
point,
if you are
that's-
getting
that's-
married and your parents are not around, that's where my problem is.
if you're getting married, see,
'Cause
if
we keep
for-
on advising
if
him,
you-
but it's very
Did you watch
difficult.
Ochami Kwame's interview where he said both families were not.
no, I didn't.
So there was
watch
this interview that he actually came out to say both families were not in support of
Of
their
their
marriage.
But the ladies from which tribe?
I don't remember if he mentioned the tribe, but I think it had to do with tribe,
Mm-hmm.
and so they
But
both
today it's
decided
working.
They both
Because
decided to
It's
go
one of the
ahead.
best
He
marriages
said
I've seen
one
so far.
morning he told the mother, "Make her worry so baba."
Exactly.
Ah.
Exactly.
See, the point I'm trying to make is, right now we're enlightened. And like I'm saying, it is you who sleep with the person under your roof. If you're telling me because your grandmother in the village, her disapproval is stronger than the woman who you found or the man you're in love with, so because of that, you will not marry her. And if probably for this your friend, he's still thinking, hey, Asemba, family, if he's not willing to stand by her, then he actually does not know what he's about. In this day and age, see, well, whether the family is happy with you or not, there'll still be problems. You'll still go family gatherings. He has to be able to stand, and both of them have to trust themselves. Once she hasn't given him reason to say, oh, what my family is saying is true, and he also hasn't given her reason to say, oh, my family is saying is true, then that is it.
So it's like me saying that, okay, I want to marry you. My family says, you're not Muslim. They won't let me marry you. Your family says, I'm not Christian. They won't let me marry you. But at the end of the day, we've dated each other. We've gotten to know each other. We've realized that the way we deal with conflict, we deal with it as adults. We are able to have conversation. We're able to understand each other. We're able to deal with each other. We are able to navigate this thing we call relationship very well. And it seems like it's a very fruitful partnership for us. And we tell them we still want to do it. And they say no. So, would you actually leave that?
Well, he said he doesn't have a problem.
So at the end of the day,
you've also made us understand that
at the end of the day, we can get married. And as they see us flourish, they will open up. Our family loves us regardless of whatever we do. Regardless of how bad our decisions are.
We also form the family.
Exactly.
You make up your family. So,
yes.
Well, unfortunately,
but
this is where I have to drop the geartics. We've exceeded our time.
All right.
So I don't know if we'll do a part 2. Maybe we might not. But this is a very dicey topic. And
very dicey.
For me, in conclusion, I just want to say I feel it's time we move past the stereotypes. If you've met somebody who's giving you reason to believe that they can be with you, go for it. If not to, just do your checks properly before you say yes or I do to anybody else. Love is not what?
Enough.
Umi says love is not enough. See, whether you believe love is enough or not, the decision is yours. Thank you guys so much for staying with us. This has been the Relationship Podcast.